Hello again. The plot of the story is this. I went to England to play D&D in a castle. I spent a little time in London and Newcastle, respectively. I came back home with a lightness in my heart. But the meaning, the takeaway, the gifts to share, the magic, has taken me a little bit longer to settle on. I realize now that it all came down to serendipity. Serendipity, as the dictionary tells us, is the occurrence and development of events by chance in a happy or beneficial way. It's the path of happy accidents. And so this trip seemed to be. And a witch will thrive on this secret power, but they would be a fool to claim it as leashed or tethered to their will. No, indeed, serendipity found me and tied her silken knots around my wrists and ankles. For a fortnight, I lived quietly in what poet Maggie Smith calls a beauty emergency. Over every cobblestone down Garlic Hill, an acknowledgement rippled through my mind. Through the body, the threesong, the most elementary of tingles. It said, "Can you imagine that given all the possibilities of time and place, we find ourselves in alignment with what is unexpected, what is beautiful, and what is fleeting? This is the gift out of the cartload of gentle treasures I gained that I wish to pass along to you, my dear ones. In giving it, I hope to breathe a half-life into it again. Because if you consider these eras of your life, when you have the wherewithal to notice a graffitied world breathing over the river Tyne, as it has for thousands of years. But you know you are seeing it through your eyes on this March day. This could be possible for no other soul, living or departed or yet to be. You know how a sense of perspective is a profound gift, especially when we're sunk down into ourselves and the tin cans and trash bags trailing behind us, our petty jealousies and cruel disinterest. They can appear as those are the only factors that motivate us. I'd forgotten how curative, restorative, and noble it is to leave a shore behind and sail over the deep, dark everything to a world that has sparked curiosity since I was the littlest version of myself with thoughts to think. To go to a magic realm, magic laced into its streets and rivers many times over, from fantasy, from news, from media, and also truly we had come to befriend ghosts and speak healing words and charm with a beguiling story. I suggest to you that travel is a truly sacred act, but the distance or destination mean far less than the ability to shift perspective. For me, it meant to stop being a writer of emails, stop being the stone that holds this quiet apartment in place, and instead witness the dawns flying bonny and brave over the ocean, witness the opera singer standing in front of the National Gallery, singing out to nobody and the whole world at once, to be the one to notice all the things I noticed. I did just that, and flatly I must inform you that I recommend it. If you're someone so relentlessly in your own mind, travel on your own can be a real tonic. It can feel like a very compressed healing, because you can't predict whether the plane will be delayed or if you'll have the empty seat next to you on a full flight, or if there will be a medical emergency on board. Someone will need that empty seat to give someone else room for an oxygen tank. You can't know. You can't know if the food you eat will be to your liking, if the weather will be too cold, if you'll stand before the Suffolk Bridge and have a panic attack, or if you'll stride across it, too curious and too exhausted to be fragile this time. Oh, you have to let it go, my friends. Here the security blanket of routine is gone. And it's okay. You are okay. Looked after by forces that wish you well. Even and especially if the greatest power amongst them is just you. If you, as I do, bear in your heart a certain amount of daily anxiety about whether or not the sky is going to fall or the earth is going to slip away as you step, if you were, well, the magic of serendipity can settle you by knowing that whatever strange and unsettling happenstance is yours to endure, it is yours, uniquely, and with a tilt of your head, there is a hidden laughter to be found in standing around a luggage carousel with 30 or 40 fellow passengers, all attempting telekinesis at once, as if we could make our suitcases appear just by thinking, just by wanting them to turn up. Hidden laughter and the old man and the old woman passing their cell phone back and forth, listening to their daughter, trying to explain the delay, each giving up mid-sentence in frustration, until suddenly, to our jubilation, they are interrupted by the buzzer, and our precious Samsonite is delivered onto us. It is taking the humor found in hindsight, the gentle beauty in reflection, the stoic understanding of meditation, and finding it in the present moment, finding that it all bears a certain well-lit sheen that makes everything a bit holographic. Even the dullness of a Heathrow bathroom is made giddy and glittering when you expect nothing of it than to be as it is on a Friday night, crowded with passengers who dart in and out of the cubicles, decorated with illusory meadows of wildflowers. The truth of the matter is, I can only be grateful for all that was as it was, in the manner it was, and as it shall never be again. For all my druthers, I can never get back there, to see again the eyes I saw, to see the man from Newcastle, who sighed and tapped his feet and shook his head, half furious, half in acceptance that this is just the way it is nowadays. The young woman laying devil-may-care on the carousel itself, to hear once more the dispassionate announcements overhead that it may be yet another half hour until the luggage would arrive. Can't see it, not precisely. It's not a film to be rewound. It is life, precious and spending even as you listen to these words. It's all just memory now, if I want to cling to this strange fugue state. But I do want to cling a bit longer. I'm not fully ready to leave the castle. I'm not ready to disappear back into corners and margins. I'm not ready to apologize for drawing down the moon, peering down the ghostly well. The sorceress flew. Friends were made as well as escapes. Scotch eggs and sausage rolls feasted upon. 16,000 rats chomped on a colt. There was dancing. I, despite giving it quite the go, did not fall down the stairs or light my dress on fire. Moment by moment wove a powerful spell to improve my sour disposition, my sense of prospects. It seems to me that if a magic has been done on you for your own benefit, you ought to be grateful, not try and cast a counterspell. Serendipity is helping me make sense of it. My luck. Have you ever been, my friends, just simply comfortable in your skin, in your yeses and nos, in your mind and your mouth, and your own ideas? I've wandered the world untethered, and realized as I crossed the threshold and lit these home fires again that the 600 years and 8 hours I've traveled mattered a bit. The change I daydreamed idly of 2 weeks ago, if it did come for me, it might have arrived not with rosewood hair or garnet fingernails, or via a bruising massage, but in just fully forgetting to pretend I was not weird and wild-eyed. I must say I'm a deeply weird person, but that's all right to know. It's all right if every last soul in my life who might have suspected elsewise knows this too. The world has room for us weirdos, exactly as we are. Well, now that we're home, the danger is in how quickly these lessons can be forgotten, how thoroughly we can be re-indoctrinated, sabotaged by familiarity, by dynamics we never exactly chose to live in, to believe again in our own smallness, the routine, the order, can shift back into place so quickly that this ephemeral experience of traveling, of joy, of serendipitous autonomy can feel like liquid mercury in the hand. But who I was there is who I am here, who I am, full stop. A facet of it that serendipity deigned to reveal to me, and I can find her with the same thoughts that settled my worries in the middle of Borough Market as the pigeons cooed and darted overhead, as the whole of humanity is jostling for goat's cheese and pork pies. For me, the crystalline sugar of a honeycomb and caramel daubed donut pushed back against the jet lag. If my home is in myself, I have arrived. Thanks so very much for listening. I'm looking forward to more of this quiet time next week.